Hi and welcome. I'm John and this is Unique Wargaming Terrain. Guys, welcome back. This is the weekly Wednesday Wargaming questions and answers. It's an off the cuff video. So everyone that's new, what does that mean? I record and upload. There is no fancy editing skills. You don't seem interested at the beginning. The weekly Wednesdays, essentially you ask me questions, I answer them. They are primarily model focused and it is primarily GW stuff 99% of the time. I do have other bits and pieces here and there, but very rarely get onto those. There is terrain questions from time to time, and there is some general information about what's going on here and everything else. For all my regulars here, guys, I feel like thank you very much. Now, before I get whizzed away into questions, I want to show you guys this. Okay, this is from Art Studio. This is cost €11.70. I got it in the Range, a place called the Range. It's like a knick-knacky shop, and there is 30 brushes in here. Now, admittedly, there's two panels that are actually like more dry brush, and then this one's probably more of a shade brush. This one's more of a starter brush, and this one isn't a detail brush, but it's not. It's a little bit more than a detail brush, but it's not that much more. So it's actually, I think it's number 2. So detail brush, I think is. Have a look. This is the layer brush. Actually, this is a layer brush from GW. Okay, it's number 2, and they're number 2. So that's the same type of brush. Thereabouts. But that was $11.70 in the Range. You can actually order them from their website as well if you want. www.therange. That's THERANGE.co.uk. If you want to check them out and just have a look, because I do get asked, oh, what brushes do you use? And I think I actually spoke about it when I was doing the painting video the other day. It's question time. To remind you guys also, I do commission terrain builds. I do commission Let's builds and commission painting. So if you want something, piece of terrain, give me a message. If you want a particular model kit built, you don't have the time, the space, or you're not confident enough to do it, give me a shout. Or if you want stuff painted up to a basic level of undercoated, this colour, that colour, and that's it, basic tabletop ready, but just either you can play games with it or it's just ready for you to add washes or dry brushing or whatever you want, then just give me a shout. Some people are going to say, why would someone want to do that? That's part of the hobby. Some people don't have the time or the space to do it, or they only have say an hour or two on a Saturday evening and then Sunday morning or Sunday daytime to actually do hobby stuff. And most of the time that would result in actually a game being played, not gluing and cleaning and painting and all that sort of stuff. So that's why people would ask about that. Okay. Question I asked on a video I've shut up yesterday. No one gave me the answer properly. I got an answer from one of my viewers about the White Dwarf and the world eaters stuff in the White Dwarf. But what I was asking is, and thank you for that, brother. But what I was asking is, with the Chaos Space Marines, in a unit, they have the Icon Bearer. Now, in 8th edition, the Icon Bearer, if it had the Rapture standard, for example, I think it was, the unit then gains the Mark of Slanesh, which gave it whatever buff that was. If it had the Icon of Slaughter, I think it is, again, this Khorne one, so then they get the special benefit of having the Mark of Khorne. But the question that I'm asking, because I haven't looked at the Chaos Codex yet, Chaos Space Marine Codex is if I gave them the icon, a normal unit, would they become the mark of? So they'd be normal Chaos Space Marines, but with the mark of. Because as you saw in the video yesterday, I've got some Pawn Berserkers there, I've got some Death Guard models, and I'm just wondering, could I run them as normal Chaos Space Marines with the mark of Pacific God? If not, then I'd have to figure out what I'm going to do with them, because I mean, there's ragtag bits there, there's some more ragtag bits down here to sort out, and it's just there's a lot of work going on. Anyway, I don't think I made myself clear. When I filmed that video yesterday, after I uploaded it, I looked at a bit of the playback on it, and for some reason the audio stopped recording my audio. Just recorded the video for, I think it was about 20 seconds, 30 seconds, and it's like, oh, that's nice. So I was talking about stuff, and it did record my audio, which is lovely. Anyway, right, I have in Dominus box. Been watching your Let's Builds on them. You've inspired me to do the box. Where should I go from here, model wise? I have both codexes, which is a good start. Also, is there any model kits you want to build or afraid to build? That's actually an amazing question. First of all, I'm glad I've inspired you to put in Dominus box together, and I'm glad I'm not the only person that had it for that long without putting it together. You know, where would you go from here? See, it's a difficult question to answer. If you're going to add, say, another unit of Necron Warriors or some, Assault Intercessors or something like that, if you want to, bulk out the army that way, don't go and buy those boxes individually. Go and buy the beginner box for Warhammer 40k, because it's over here it's €40 for the box, but a box of Necron Warriors is €40, and in that recruit edition, I think it is, you'll get 10 Necron Warriors with the Scarab Swarms, 5 Assault Intercessors, and I think there's a Royal Warden and a Prime Minister Lieutenant, I think. So instead of spending 40 quid to get a box of models, spend 40 quid and get all of those models. That's a good way to go. So I don't know, I wouldn't say to you, go and look at army lists and what people do in tournaments. Don't do that. When you get more experience in it, you'll look and go, okay, yeah, that's a good combination or whatever. But for me, go with what you think is cool, what you want to put together, what you want to paint. The only thing the viewer said in this question didn't say to me is what chapter he's running Space Marines as. Because if you're running them with Space Wolves or Blood Angels or something like that, then you've got quite a few lovely, models that are different. Like Space Wolves have the guys riding the wolves and, all that sort of stuff. I would probably say look at some vehicles. Nothing too crazy or, out there. Just look at something like a Razorback or a Predator for the Space Marines, because it's essentially a Rhino with the extra bits on it. So, it's a pretty straightforward kit to build. For the Necrons, I would say, if you haven't got the Imperium magazine and you have no interest in getting all that, I would probably say have a look at some of the Let's Builds I've done on the Necron so far, because quite a lot of them are very tedious and very fiddly. Just go for those. Go for some of those simple ones. The Immortals, are pretty straightforward builders, same as Necron Warriors, pretty much. There's a few differences, but it's not too different. maybe go for some sort of character. I mean, I'm looking at a new Luminar over here, so it's a very difficult kit to put together, but I think I gave it a rating. I think I gave it a 10 out of 10 for putting together because it is very fiddly, but it's not impossible. But you can look at some of the, Space Marines, and you get Space Marine bikes if you want. They're pretty straightforward to put together. Outriders, you know how easy the Outriders are because you've put them together in a Dominus box, but just you don't need to go crazy and buy crazy stuff. Just start with simple things and just add to it and play some games. Play whatever you think is fun. So I've waffled on a little bit there, sorry. Any model kits that I'm afraid of, that I want to build, or I'm afraid of. There's nothing that I'm afraid of. There's some model kits for some armies that I look and go, oh, I don't know if I... I'll give you a quick rundown. Ones that really stand out to me off the top of my head. Necrons, Void Dragon. I'm looking at that model and go, oh, that looks a bit... But because it looks difficult, it's probably going to be as simple as anything. Silent King. Now, I haven't got the Silent King yet. Not because of any particular reason. It's just, for me, I want to make sure I've got an airbrush here. And I've got certain colours for the airbrush. Because I feel that without an airbrush, I'm not going to do it the justice it deserves. So that's why I haven't got him yet. Space Marines. What sort? Probably the Gladiator tanks, the Primaris type tanks. Not afraid of, just... I'm looking, thinking, well, it's going to be a bit difficult. I say that, but the way that GW have been doing the kits is pretty straightforward. It is a lot easier than it was. You saw the Seekers when I on that video when I built those. The instruction is just, this is the model, this is how it goes, and you just got to figure out what part goes where, what bit goes where. Tau, I haven't got any Tau models, so I don't really know that on. Orcs, I haven't started an Orc army, but I would imagine just looking at the model, the Stomper probably would look a bit, a bit all over the place. Where are we? Eldari, probably the big Wraith Knight thing. That looks a bit... It's probably going to be pretty straightforward because it's just a big model, legs, arms, and all that. But to me, it does look... It could be a bit... The all of the knights, okay, the Imperial Knights and the Traitor Knights. To me, they just... I think if I'd done a let's build on those, I would be here, probably building it for probably 15, 16, 17 hours. But video terms, content terms, it would probably be about an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe even 2.5 hour build, just because of the size of it and what I can imagine is going to be. This small part goes here, that small part goes there, this bit goes on top, and you'll have 5 or 6 parts to make one little joint or something like that. So, I mean, I know some of you guys have probably put nice together. Let me know roughly how many parts are in that kit. How Space Marines, again, nothing really jumps out at me that's gonna... I'll give that... Say that actually. I would say with that, something I'm looking forward to do would be Demon Primarchs. Mortarion and Magnus the Red. And I know everyone's going to shout about the other guy. I'm going to talk about him in a minute. But for me, that's not. I won't be intimidated as much or afraid to put it together. I'd be excited to put it together. But again, with those, I feel an airbrush would be needed for myself, in my opinion, to do it justice. I'm trying to think. Tyranids, nothing really. In Tyranids would I'd be intimidated. I don't think there's really much. There's not much that I would find intimidating to start with. I mean, I wasn't intimidated by the flayed ones until I started putting them together, and I was like, oh, well, actually, no, I was a little bit. a little bit cautious would be the correct word, because it looked so many parts and fiddly. But putting that unit together, now I know how I would put a second unit together a lot. It'd be a lot easier, just take a lot more time. Hope I've answered that question for you there, buddy. Now, what do you think about the new Angron model? My main man asked me this question, and I gave him a response that he just sent me back laughing emoji faces. I think it is amazing. I think it's absolutely fantastic. Now, I would imagine price-wise it's probably going to be the same as, you know, Magnus Raiden and Mortarion, around 120 euros. I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 130 euros. Now, the sculpt of it is perfect, absolutely amazing. So I'd expect it to be that sort of price, but if it is, there's no panic, because in the day you only have one of those models. You don't have it and then you have to get another one and another one. You know, like demon players with great demons and stuff, it's just that one. I think it's absolutely fantastic, and I can see them in 10th edition actually bringing more. Because with that said as well, if you went onto the GW website now and looked at the Horus Heresy Angron, I think he's 110 quid anyway. It is something like that. He's not even as big, because he's only a you know, normal Primarch. He's not a demon Primarch. So you look at it like that. Anyway, the Demon Codex is inbound. 3 to 8 weeks is the estimate, which is puts the pressure on me a little bit, because those of you that saw yesterday's video, the behind the scenes video, I've got Chaos Space Marine set up there, you know, trying to figure out what way I'm going to do each squad, and I've got to cut all 30 more bases for them, and I've got models down here to sort out and cut bases for them, and there's a lot to do. But I've also got teamers behind me on pile of shame to put together. But again, most of them need 32 more bases cut. Excuse me, because the Horrors and the Bloodletters are all on 25 mil bases behind me. But in the new when you buy them new now, they're on 32 mil bases. I don't know. So I need to, you really need to get them done, because there's a lot of work to do. But that's part of the joys of it. So what I'm going to do now, I've rambled on far too long. I forget to look at the time on the camera and how long I'm recording for, and just start reading questions and talking away, and get too far involved in it and enjoy it too much. I'm going to bring you down and I'm going to show you the models for this week's vote. So, rules for the vote are simple. You pick a model that you want me to paint next Monday's painting video. You comment on this video to let me know, and the voting stops at 12 midday. Okay. Now, sometimes I might look at the comment section 1 o'clock, and then that's when I don't look at the time and go, oh, it's time to go and check that now. I better check that. Okay, so if you do come in and it's just after and I've looked at it and that's what it is. But 12 o'clock is usually the deadline for the voting. But as I always say, everything needs to get painted. So don't panic if you vote on something week after week after week after week, and in 6 weeks' time they actually wins the vote. Don't panic, because it all needs to be painted. So I'll bring it down and show you. Right, we have Blade Guard Veterans, as you can see, all gravelled up. We have this Cataphan Destroyer, I think he is. As you can see, I did what I said I was going to do, put the gravel along the tracks to give a bit more. And this one was no end of problems, that gun breaking on me and dropping to the gun side here, the little bit sticking out. Dropped one of those down on the floor somewhere and could never find it. We've got the Chaos Lord. So I rattled on again. Blade Guard Veterans, Cataphan Destroyer, Chaos Lord. We have Aggressors, all gravelled up. We have the Eradicators, all gravelled up. We have the assortment of Space Marine heroes, Ancient, Judicar or Judicar, whatever you want to pronounce it. Captain and Lieutenant, or 2 captains, I think they are. I always get confused with that. Necron Immortals. The Illumina Zazar, whatever his name is. Well, I just call him Illumina because I can never pronounce the last part. Chaos Chosen. Again, this needs to be based up. Seekers. Again, some of them still need the side horns on them. 20 Chaos Cultists. We also have, I keep forgetting to show it, this terrain. Okay, I know some people are going to jump on it and go, oh, terrain, terrain, terrain. Again, like I said, it all needs to be painted. Right, there's also a wild card. What's the wild card? You'll find out if it wins the vote. So I've rambled on far too much. It's very early morning here, so that's why I kept, tiredness is starting to come out on me, even though you shouldn't do. But anyway, guys, if you enjoyed this video, it's helped you in any way, please like, share, subscribe, turn on your notifications. If you have any questions for me to answer next week, either chuck a comment below here on this video, or you can go message me on Messenger if you're my friend on Messenger, or you can go to Unique Wargaming Terrain Facebook page, and there's a message button there. You can whack on it and send me a message directly there. So either way, it doesn't matter. If you chuck a comment below here, then when it comes to next week and I answer the question, I may mention your name because it's there. If I remember who's the person that asked it to me, no offense. I don't want anyone to be upset if I don't mention your name. You want me to? It's just sometimes I remember, sometimes I don't. As you saw yesterday's video, there's so much going on here, trying to figure out what I do first of all, for the next one piece, the next piece, the next piece, and use my time productively before I get models all the time. Go away. I'm not out drinking. I'm not out taking drugs. I'm doing something that makes me happy and that I enjoy doing. That's my answer. Anyway, I'll see you guys next week. Hit the buttons for me. Any questions? Usual ways. Guys, I'll see you next week. Take it easy.